It worked. Okay, we had some technical difficulties. Apologies for being late. We were
We
talking
didn't
in like
have technical difficulty, and the website had difficulties.
I know,
I am still having
Yeah, we were.
apparently.
Look at where Walsh is frozen. That's perfect.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. No problem at all. We're good.
I'm frozen on my screen too.
You're not on mine. Yeah, so we were in the
Oh,
green
that's
room and I was about ready to hit the go live button, and like for some reason all of it tells you like where you're going live, so Rumble, all that stuff. Like the button to go live was gone, and just the only option was record. So I had to back out and start in. And anyways, welcome to TLD and Walsh's smiley face.
Yeah, I'm currently working through that issue.
He's like super cheesing it too.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's
This
just
is
like
a good picture, and he's not like
just
Look at
leave
that.
it.
Look at that beautiful face. Now you all know why we're friends with him. We felt so bad for him. We're like, oh,
That face.
We got a lot of
this guy's
pre-gaming.
special.
Some Wizard from Croak. What's up? John Jacob Jingleheimer.
Goodness.
Let's go. Best night of the weekday. Thank you.
you ain't got the lie,
Matt.
Craig.
Sam Resenda says, I'm just here for the giveaways. I think that's the end of the month.
Yeah, you can go then.
That's all I'm here for too, but they won't let me enter them. So
I know.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Outside, Battleman says outside cam. Yeah, so as like a loop video, we have a loop video that we do on a separate loop video we do on Rumble, because Rumble you have to create this whole thing beforehand, and we have the loop video here of Walsh's backyard. I won't put it up again because then you guys can't hear us.
It might.
Hey, go up. Somebody had a really good comment about spending half of their paycheck at DM.
Let's see here.
Has a curse word in it though, so I don't know if you want to like
here we go.
blast it. Oh, thanks. Whoever that is.
Garrett Possible.
My favorite libertarian.
So Garrett, I might be pronouncing your last name wrong. Sorry. He says we try not to curse, so I'm gonna PG-13 it. These blank holes got me to drop half a paycheck at DM. Now I'm waiting for it to be made. I feel like a kid in December again. Well, you know what? You're welcome, Garrett.
You could say Urs.
We have the same problem.
These Urs holes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Happy to have you here. If you are new, chime in so we could read your happy name. Banks Bucks is in the house.
Yeah.
It says, hello friends, your favorite Neo Fud Wizard cultist is back and has one massive pressing question. Does Walsh like M81 yet? Also, does Bees IR treat their M81? I know they do multicam and may do other. Well, that's a good question. I don't know if
he is
they
definitely
do.
the Bees professional or the Bees. Yeah.
Yeah. Walsh isn't here. Walsh isn't here right now, but hopefully he'll be back. That's definitely a question for him. I know some of the fabric that they use not that Bees uses, but some fabric that some other companies use that they get may not meet the standards that you're looking for. We'll have to wait for Walsh to get back on to hopefully answer that. So Garrett,
but who doesn't like M81?
I don't know. Walsh apparently.
Not
Garrett. M81 is for the boys. Banks Bucks M81 Colt. Woohoo. Wahoo. I don't think Croak does actually, and I kind of get what Croak's saying. Like, you know, all of us were in the military when you had to wear woodland. Like that was the thing, and so I love it. I think Croak. You know, we were at the tail end of woodland, so we only had it for like 8 years before we switched over to ABUs, and then was it multicam or OCPs? What do they call it?
OCPs. I love the OCPs. Those are my favorite.
I do too, but I like it woodland better. I'm a woodland guy.
I think so. They're doing a better job now. So when we wore the woodlands, we had a lot more like patches and like identifiers.
Oh yeah,
on our uniforms, right? So they're doing that with OCPs,
squadron hats.
Yeah, right, I love that stuff, man.
Yeah,
I love.
But with the OCPs now, they all have like their career field
pride patch.
We had.
Yeah, you have your stripes on your sleeves still, or just
no? You have your stripes in the middle.
And so
Okay.
yes, and usually you can't tell. It used to be like you had this like you were all decked out, like your whole arm was stripes. Now it's just like hey, your little square either has like one like as like a little eraser
You
mark
gotta,
on
like-
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, who
Yeah,
is that?
either that's a staff sergeant or that's a lieutenant, and I'm gonna get yelled at for not saluting him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's gonna go wrong. And be like, did you
And
know
then
I'm
you
the,
get up there and you're like, holy crap, that was a full bird colonel.
be like, did you know I'm the first sergeant? Be like, oh, sorry about that.
Oh,
Like,
there's a diamond.
it's like, oh, I thought it was just like a little pencil eraser you had stuck on there. Something.
Your favorite
You had an
libertarian
extra
says
piece
Wizard,
of camouflage.
Wizard
Yeah,
Joe.
No.
Oh, nice. Oh, and the super chat that makes you drink too.
Ooh.
What?
Oh,
It wasn't a super chat.
no,
Yeah.
he's just saying it
Well,
is.
you sent $5,
Shadow
dude.
Man.
Did he?
What?
Check the
Shadow Man.
Discord. Yeah,
You're-
thanks, Shadow Man.
you're
I
not-
got you back.
Wait, Joe's on
See?
Discord? What world is this?
Oh, here it is. Shadow Man
What?
with a super chat. Check the
Oh.
Discord. Beer check. Wizard get your nods. Wizard get your nods. Oh, he's got
you're
Bold
right.
Rock, Hard Apple Cider, and Sloppy Joe's.
I was thinking that
Hmm.
Joe was
Man.
on Discord.
Sloppy Joe.
No, he said check Discord.
Is Joe on his computer?
No.
Oh, okay.
Get out of here with all your
He's got to wind his
expectations.
computer up like a one of them wind up toys.
Yeah, dude.
Banksplex is asking if we're live on Twitter. I hope so.
Maybe.
Probably not.
So
All that
Croak
tomfoolery to
asked,
be on-
y'all seen any of the Twitter comments? We will not see the Twitter comments on here.
Oh,
Either EVMux or StreamYard, neither will let you do Twitter comments to them.
I can't
as
wait to
far
get
as that.
into the 2A news stuff because there's all this stuff in Discord, but I don't know what they're talking about. So I'm kind of just waiting. I'm going to buy my time.
Dude, I ran out of sugar-free Mountain Dew, so my wife had this stuff. It's like Major Melon.
Oh,
It is terrible with whiskey. Look. That's terrible.
hey, there's
And I
not.
only have like one more sip of whiskey left.
This-
or bourbon.
This is Twitter.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't see any comments on Twitter.
You know my favorite. We're 144 episodes in, and we're like, "Is it working? Is it?
Yeah, I know.
Can you
Where's the
hear us?
remote? Can you hear me? Is this? Are we live? Like we never figured it out.
So Banksbucks is asking if Walsh likes M81. He does not. He's not an M81 fan.
I'm not a huge fan. I mean, I
What
have
was
a
the
bunch of.
bees question.
I have
Don't
some
let him go
old-
on a tyrant.
Oh yeah, there was a bees question for you.
Yeah.
Where
I got
is
old
it?
M81 uniforms. I kept a set of uniforms.
Tirade.
I probably have a couple old
There
set
we
of pants too that I used to wear.
So Banks is asking, does Bees IR treat their M81? I know they do multicam and may do other.
Okay. So it's just a weird. I guess it's a weird question. The fabric is generally treated, so it's probably who they get it from, not necessarily bees. Not necessarily like bees treating it. So they get all their stuff from Cordura, who all their stuff is going to be IR treated. So if not, they get it from like the A-Tac stuff. But I've tested all that and I've noted that all uses IR compliant fabrics and stuff too. So it's just a
Yeah.
weird question that like the companies themselves aren't treating it. Then they get it from the supplier and it's the people who do it. So they could be surprised when they get it if it is or isn't.
Yeah.
So our woodlands are that we
It's
wore
not a
back
weird
in the day.
question and a very more simplistic answer.
No. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'm waiting. Go ahead.
The BDUs we wore back
No,
in the
my
day. they were
internet's
treated.
screwing up. All you had to do is say, yes, it's treated, but it's treated by the company that makes the fabric at the
Oh.
end.
We're gonna
True.
throw some. Someone go spin up the internet at Joe's house. Turn the crank a couple more times. It's slowing
All
down.
right.
Yeah,
Cody
do
had a
something.
comment.
Wait, hold on. Was today Green Shirt Day on the channel?
Yep.
Dude, we didn't even talk
Whoa.
about Joe today. That's amazing.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What did Cody have to say?
No, I was just gonna say the BDUs were treated, and it even said on the tag not to dry clean them,
Yeah.
and we
or
all
iron
did that
them.
anyways.
We did it anyway.
Yeah.
Supposed to like no ironing those creases
So
in.
do
or
not
anything.
starch.
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
started
Ingredient, like
like
half a can of starch every weekend.
Mine
Yeah.
could stand up on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like the walking like, hey
Yeah.
everybody, look how professional I am.
But
Sharp.
you got for a maintainer too. That was only the one that you hung up in your locker.
No,
Yeah.
every time I come into work and you'd take it off and you'd fold it up real nice, like a piece of paper, and then you'd leave it on the table. And then when you left, you'd open it up all slow, put it on, and walk out. Like, the only time you wore it was in the building and out the building. And you'd have like the nice top and like the faded, super faded, disgusting bottoms.
Yeah.
With
My
the
bottoms look
polished
like
boots.
snow pants.
Yeah.
This is a fun comment. Croak
All
says,
right, anyway.
I also ain't a fan of bell bottoms, parachute pants, disco, or flock of seagulls. Lived through that crap long enough. Don't need to go retro. So
coming back.
I was at one of the FBI offices, and I was talking to my buddy that's over there, and another FBI agent walks in. And I swear he's wearing bell bottoms. And I was like, I asked my buddy, I was like, hey dude, does he always wear bell bottoms? And he was like, go ask him. So I go up to the guy and I was like, hey Tim,
Jerk move.
why are you wearing bell bottoms? And he got super defensive. I'm not wearing bell bottoms. I said, why are you wearing bell bottoms? You got an ankle holster? And he's like, I'm not wearing bell bottoms. Got super angry. And then I never saw him in those pants again.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah. I was genuinely curious. Like maybe
Who's saying they don't like M81 Croak?
Yeah, Croak doesn't.
So Croak, do you like DCUs?
Did they have DCUs when Croak was in?
What's the whip with the
Probably.
love for that
Desert
weird
Storm.
the Desert Night camo? Why is there this civilian love affair for that god awful pattern?
I haven't seen it.
What pattern?
The Desert Night one? Oh,
haven't
I'll
seen
show
it.
you. It used to be on a parka.
Not DCU. DCU were awesome, dude.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
I made 2 pair of pants and shorts.
Croak might have
Croak-
been in with the Desert Storm camis.
Maybe.
Remember
What do they call those? Like
remember the
chocolate chip?
dots? Yeah.
Call it like chocolate chip camo or something like
Those
that?
were the worst.
So this was a failed idea back when we were share idea. When we were in, how do I add this? Okay.
Is it the Marines Digi camo?
Put it over here. No. So I don't know if you guys can see that. That's like it's like this weird squares and whatever. So it used to be it was DC. There was a two-way parka for the longest time we could wear when we were deployed, where it was DCUs on one side and this Desert Night garbage on the inside. It did nothing. It was supposed to like defeat IR or something stupid. It absolutely didn't work. So everyone kind of had it as a joke, and they made their way into all the surplus stores because obviously that's where they belong. Jason, how do I get rid of that?
What did you do?
I did stop share screen.
Broken.
Yeah, stop.
Our tech
stop.
guy.
Yeah. Oh, I got it now. Hold on. I got it. Ooh, there we go. So then they showed up at surplus stores, but like I guess they were rare. So like everyone's like, oh, you can get these are super expensive if you sell them to each other. Like, dude, those things are pieces of garbage. Like, so anyway. Whatever.
Midwest Frank's in the house. What's up, dude? Your favorite libertarian says, I would like M81 more if it didn't have black in it. Multicam Tropic. That's a good one. Prepper Booklet, Bees Nuts.
It's always fun.
I'm so tired
Thanks,
of that
Buck.
funny.
Got him.
Got him.
Why are we all? I think it's a tired kind of day today. We and Jason.
It
is.
Man.
Yeah. Garrett says, Joe, please stop using a potato for a router.
You can blame this guy. He's our tech guy.
I probably need to get some better internet one day.
I'm not even hooked to the
thanks,
internet.
Buck.
I'm hooked to the
It's 5G.
yeah.
That
5G.
causes cancer, I think, right? It's going to cause the nanobots in your COVID vaccine to eat your skin or something. Banks
China's
Buck
watching
says,
it on his 5G.
I'd love how not Jason and Walsh's quality went up while I was gone, but Joe is still rocking the phone propped up. Honestly, love it. Zach Fett. Whoa. Why are we hating on a flock of seagulls? Dude, anytime I see someone with hair like that,
He's like, wait.
I always think of the quote from Wedding Singer.
Like,
Yeah, that's the only reason why I know of Flock of Single
Flock of
from
Seagulls,
the
yeah.
Wedding Singer.
fucking seagulls didn't do
Singer.
nothing to you.
Yeah. Desert Night looks like grandma's couch cover.
Yeah, it's horrible. Like it was a joke pattern back in the day, and they'd be like, look how Gucci I am. Like, bro, that's literal trash. Like,
Croak says he got out before Desert Storm, was in active reserve when that lit up.
oh,
Lucked
Wow.
out.
Still
Zach
an
Fett
answer if
added-
you like DCUs or not.
He did not. Maybe I missed it. I had DCU Night Parka, and it was awesome. Maurice Barlow, Night Desert BDUs rock. I love chocolate chip desert BDUs. Old school BDUs rock.
How many
I have
old BDUs?
I have a full Afghan uniform, hat and all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I got a full like Qatari outfit that they gave me when I was over there.
I have a dish dash.
They'll smell like Yunyuns.
UAE.
Yunyuns.
How many
That's what
uniforms?
my daughters call it.
How many uniforms each did you guys keep? Any?
Yeah, I got some.
Every single one.
Let's say I kept one of
no, you're talking
one
about
of
a
each,
guy
yeah.
that still has like 80 pairs of boots that he's been issued.
He has
Yeah,
them all.
like
No,
when I say every single one, I don't mean one of each. I mean every single one.
No, I trashed all of them except for one of each. I have one of each
kept one.
pattern and
Dude,
rank.
I still have my DCU made into shorts. And just for
Well, that's
Croak,
okay,
I'm going
though.
to start wearing them on
No,
this.
I wouldn't
this
be
channel
ashamed of
every
that.
night.
I still have my stupid blues and all that, so I can get rid of all that.
You
Yeah, I
gotta get
still
rid of
have my
all
blues.
that.
Although blues, I only have one set because that's all I fit in at the end of my.
Prepper Book Club. Joe's still using those Free America online discs.
How awesome would that be if we?
Hey,
we should,
well, dude,
we
they're
should
free.
get
They're
like
trials.
just for the history of things. We should get Joe. It's like Joe at Thinline Defense Joe at AOL.com. Like that would be such a good joke. Be like, hey, yeah, the rest of us have these fancy email addresses, but Joe's is at AOL.com.
Yeah, you have to contact them on AIM.
So this is a picture of me when I was deployed.
Oh, you're showing pictures. Huh?
What are we drinking today?
Yeah, trying to. Why is that not? There we go.
Oh,
The internet trying to tell you nobody wants to see it. Oh, we're at that Qatar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that was such a fun trip.
I actually bought my dish dasher because I went to the Grand Mosque, and I had short sleeves on and tattoos everywhere. And they were really polite and respectfully, and they just came up and told me that I have to cover up my tattoos.
Yeah.
So I went into the gift shop and bought my own dish dasher.
We had a guy we met. We called him the Big Show. He was a big Qatari that most of them dressed like that. But this one, they have those same dish dashas, but they're like pajamas. They don't have the collars and they don't have like the cuffs. And that's what he would wear every time we'd head out. We'd go to their tent and stuff and hang out. And he looked like the Big Show. And he was one that bought all that for me.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Garrett, Joe's quality looks like he's still in Afghanistan where he got that uniform.
I like Garrett a lot.
Shadow Man, how about that Flux Raider and the review that Grand Thumb did? I didn't watch the review, but I did buy one.
Yeah,
No
Jason
way.
has one. I didn't.
Yeah.
Now he has to buy a P320, which is going to be awesome because I have a
Yeah.
P320 and I don't have a Flux Raider. Like the more I looked at, like, I kept thinking about it, and the more I dug into it, it's like, oh, I have to have these stipulations. Like, Croak set me right with saying that the suppressor height iron sights are probably fine, but I was like, I'm just not going to deal with it. I don't want a $500 piece of plastic.
No. Did you go and shoot an echelon yet?
Not yet. No, I need to.
You're missing out.
Cody, what are you trying to share?
That's a picture of me and my BDUs.
What is this?
Hold on.
CGHHC?
How do I get
like
this
a
bigger?
rumble?
Oh,
The Iron Claw.
that looks like a bot.
Yeah.
There's Cody. Here's Cody in his
I can't even see that.
Oh, someone's fixing it. Jeez, Cody, when was this? 20 years ago?
2002, I think.
13 years ago.
Jeez, you're old. 2002 is 13 years ago.
No. Sorry, I saw the 2010 on there.
Good
No.
math.
No, it's 2000. It is 13 years. Look at the 2010 knucklehead.
That was when I
Yeah.
posted that picture.
Oh, jeez.
He said 2002, and you're like,
I wasn't listening. I was
10
reading.
years ago.
I do two things at once.
Zach Fett, deploying to Iraq and ACUs was stupid. Oh, we're over time again. Man, I get caught up in all these comments. All right. Structure. We're trying to keep to our structure. I think it's going to happen. All right. So we're going to be talking about our YouTube videos this last Last little bit.
What were they again?
It's still black. He can't see any of those.
What's funny is I've been so busy working on this week's stuff. I don't remember what we did last week.
We had the Mantis Blackbeard.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I
And
did
we had
watch that one.
Pulsar Thermion Duo.
So the
that
Blackbeard.
was a cool video. I watched that one. Dude, did you just have the optic out there looking at the boats?
Yes.
Please tell me that was mounted.
Yes, I did not pull the upper. I had
Dang
taken it,
it, dude.
Yeah, awesome. Because
so
even just
fun.
the upper, even just the optic, me watching those guys in the boat, they were not happy about that.
I bet you they weren't.
They like whatever I was doing, like, because like there's like a guy on the lake, right, and he's just going across, and there's some dude on the shore just
with the scope,
just glassing him
in the cattails
from like 80 yards away. Like, bro, you can obviously see me. Like, you can obviously see. What
did you have a white boonie hat on?
No.
You should have
done better.
Yo, that guy probably did. I think he'd had one.
No, on. You.
Oh, like every person though. I'd be glad they'd be driving, and they look at me. And they look at me again. I'm like, bro, there's nothing I can do. I got to get this footage. There's nothing I can do about it, man.
Shadowman says, no, let chaos reign.
So, speaking on the optic, it's crazy that the zoom only worked for the smaller picture, the picture-in-picture. But if you got rid of the picture-in-picture, then it worked for the whole view.
Like, I wish it would have zoomed. I wish it would have zoomed both of them in. Not just zoomed in the small picture-in-picture one, because then you have like, because then you're like, okay, cool. I zoom, like we try to use at the range. I'm like, dude, I'm looking at this through this tiny scope at this tiny image that's now zoomed in. Like, I can't tell what anything is, and I'm just firing like blindly. And I'm like, forget this. And once we switched all around, it's like, okay, I'm good.
And I'm sure you saw this, like using thermal real world, right? Like even going into your backyard or a field or whatever, you can make out almost everything perfectly, but you take it to the range and try to shoot paper with it, and it doesn't work for squat.
It doesn't. That's the hard part.
That's not what it's for, right?
No, and that's why I was trying to we're trying to use the hot, like once to put the hot hands on it, but it's the differences in temperature of like a living thing that makes it so much easier to spot. But we're trying to show that, like, I think what's interesting is when you get, there's the different sensors. There's the 320, which is kind of like the middle grade. Then there's the 640. Those 640s cost like, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000. The 320s are usually about half that. You're going to get 90% of the quality and the distance out of that 320 than you're going to get out of the 640, but for like half the cost. But so like the 320, you're going to be able to shoot like 150 yards, and the 640, you can shoot 200. So you're going to spend another $3,000 to get another 50 yards where you can like cleanly see what it is. You're going to be able to
Could you flip through all the different modes, like white hot, black hot?
I did, yeah.
Red hot, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that thing looked pretty cool.
Yeah. No,
it's big, but
it's a big old boy scope. It was cool. It's just people just, even me too, you think like, okay, I can take a scope and go out to 600-700 yards. I'm gonna pop a thermal on there and do the same thing. No, that's not happening. Not at all.
Dude, just sighting in a thermal, I helped Sean a couple times. Well, I didn't help him, but I watched him do it. Where you have to like use all the digital stuff and put the cursor where your round hit and where you're aiming. It's a pain, dude.
We did the same thing. I skipped that part, but that took us probably about an hour to because I'd aim somewhere, and then where you're aiming in thermal is all screwy because you can't really tell you think you're aiming at the same spot over and over again, but you're not. So then it's getting everything all messed up. Oh yeah, it's zeroing a thermal is its own magical beast that I don't know how to do.
I thought you were talking about like using ice bags and stuff when it's hot, or you trying to use those hand warmers when it's cold out. But what if it's like this 80-degree, like a nice day?
You can still see the difference in hot hands and with the ice packs. The issue with the ice pack is when you go to zero, like you shoot a bag of ice, and how do you keep shooting at that same exact spot? Like if your zero is okay, I went over here. Okay, cool. I have to aim
2
at the
inches
same
right.
Spot. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, how do I confirm? Like, oh, that's annoying because you got to line it up where you were, and then move the reticle over. So, not that it's any different between any other thermal company, but it's its own beast.
Zach Fett says, I didn't see Predator Vision mode.
That was I don't think I put, you saw some of it when I would put it in the rainbow mode. I did a little bit of it. Yeah.
I like the comment though.
Garrett says, all 4 types of veterans in one video. Magical.
All 4 types?
I don't get it.
Yeah, cool. Shouldn't have even made it in.
First
Cooler.
sergeant.
I didn't even do half of my full term.
Excuse me, I did over half.
And-
Thank you very much.
Excuse me.
And I complained the whole way.
That's the game of it. That's how you get through it. Is you just complain the whole way.
Yeah.
I will say what's funny is I hadn't used my Mantis in a while, and I was like, I want to start training for it because me and Jason have the class we're going to go to with HRT in November, and I was like, man, I need to start training more. And I got my Mantis out, and I was like, I need to just set up a regiment and do this all the time because you get so it's so close to range time, particularly for a rifle where the recoil is. You have so much of your body and so much of your position already locked into place. If you have just rudimentary basics, you could train so much at home, and you're just going to be that much faster on the range from trigger time to transitions. Yeah. It's 99% there.
And you think about it, because the Mantis X, the BlackbeardX, has that the basic rifleman's course. So you can go through a basic rifleman's course once a month from the comfort of your backyard.
I will say the pistol one, if anyone did the Mantis X one for a pistol, that one is no joke. The little course they make you do, they do like a basic, intermediate, and expert. The expert one, there's no way you can get through that without just a solid baseline of pistol skills. It's just not going to happen. And then they ship you little patches and everything. It's pretty cool. Like the whole thing is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Did you see
it was good. What's up?
You go ahead.
I was going to say, it was a good video. Like, I enjoyed making that video, and dude, I had a blast with, like, my son had his friends come over, and I talked about doing the having like a firearm safety course, but then having them run through using the Mantis BlackbeardX. And it's funny because I've done this twice before. Once with a group of older boys, not my son's group, and one of the boys there, we were doing the pistol, the Mantis X pistol, and he scored better than anyone else. And he had like a busted shoulder, so he was doing everything one-handed. And then his younger brother did the BlackbeardX, and he scored the best out of everyone that was there. Like, what is it with this family?
I do like how it has the scoring where you like compete. Because even we did that. Like I was like competing with Joe on like who could do it. And someone got like a 99.9 and was like, there you go, bro. Like, dang it. Yeah, I think Joe got that one. But I will say, and I think this goes back to what Joe was saying too about the thermals. For my video, the Pulsar video, that was a very challenging video because it's just so technical. And if we would have gone coyote hunting, I bet you that probably would have been the most fun optic we would have ever had. But like shooting at paper targets, like you referred to, is a huge pain. But if we were same note, it'd be like, hey, dude, there's 80 coyotes in here. We're gonna spend all night calling them in and taking them out. Like, dude, this is the most fun I've ever had in my lifetime. But otherwise, you're like, dude, I'm just trying to use this optic. I did refer to it a little bit in the video though. Is that do you have to? What's interesting is and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong here. The number one time you're going to use a thermal is almost always night hunting, right? To me, it didn't make much sense to have, when it really came down to like hunting applications, to have a daytime optic and a thermal. Whereas, like,
want me to give you a scenario on where it would be good on a
snow?
team?
Yeah, I mean, sure, but I'm just saying, don't you? I would think I would normally want night vision and thermal in one. More so than the other way, more so than daylight. But yeah, go ahead.
If we're going through a building, I want night vision. If we're outside, I want thermal. And during the day, during heavy camouflage, it's hard for thermal to see through leaves and stuff like that, but it's harder for your eyes to see. So I would say if people are in ghillie suits or you're worried about, not really an animal, but people, then yeah, I mean, I could see where it would be beneficial to have thermal. I mean, Cody, how many times do we pull up the base cam in thermal and it showed more than the normal cam did?
Yeah. I'm saying for the Duo, how it had visual and thermal, do you think it would be better if it had night vision and thermal?
That would be expensive, but yeah, I don't know. Because the only thing that I could say is during the daytime, like the problem you're running into, right? Target, knowing what your target is, that's where it would be handy to be able to flip over
Mm-hmm.
and confirm your target, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, that thing looks like, we'll say a coyote, right? That thing looks like a coyote. I don't know how well it worked at night. Did the normal camera work at all at night?
No, none black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
then,
why I was like, it's not super useful because I'm probably going to be hunting when it's darker out.
Yeah.
With thermal, so
Again, like when something run across a field, a coyote, a dog, and a fox all look pretty similar.
True.
Yeah.
But have you seen them hog hunting with those? Like normally they'll have thermals and then like the white phosphorus night vision.
Yeah.
I had a buddy I actually was just calling about the old job that I used to be at, who's in Oklahoma hunting right now. He said he shot a 300-pound pig using a thermal, and he's like, I know I got him right behind the shoulder blades. He's like, I know he's dead, but he didn't have a good grip on his, I think it was an AR-10, and he said he didn't follow up with a second shot, and he's like, it ran into this ravine. He's like, this ravine's like over. He's like, I have no idea where it's at. It's like, I know it's dead, but no idea where this 300-pound pig is. So, you still have to know your basic fundamentals of shooting when you're using a thermal, and make sure that you have good trigger control. Like a thermal is an awesome tool to have, but it's not the end all be all to make you better than anything else.
I think it's interesting too. Like a lot of those shots, they got to be within 100, 150 yards.
100 yards. Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't take one and be like, dude, I can't tell with this thermal what I'm doing unless I'm inside that range. So it's like, that's just very different in terms of like other thinking of like, dude, it's 500 yards out.
During the day, did you go out like in a field and see any type of wildlife at night?
Not with that one, only because it was set up for a rifle. But I have had like coyotes that are like 400, 500 yards out, and they're just kind of like little pixely little Atari guys at that distance.
In a thermal?
Because the last time you went and looked at animals, you found that Cyclops bunny in your backyard. I think you're scared now.
Yeah.
You showed it in what's the other Pulsar video you did? The handheld one?
Yeah, it was either the handheld or the clip-on. Yeah, but it's the same sensor. It's the same.
I must have been using. I don't know what I'm using. Somebody let me use the rifle. Hats off to them. But like I was seeing them come out of the corn or the taller stalks, taller grass, at 400 yards, crisp and clear, like absolutely clear. 400. Anywhere between 400 and 600. They were running across the field. They had to have gone out 600 yards, and I'm watching two of them run together.
Like you could see them. Like I can see them and see that they're coyotes, but like when you really zoom in, like a 16 times zoom in on that image, just because of the resolution of it, it's just little Atari blocks.
Yeah,
I could shoot at it. I could probably shoot at it and hit them too, but I don't know if I would.
Pixelated.
Yeah. I don't know if I would do that.
All right. Well, 30 minutes. We have a sponsor. It's a different sponsor than we've had before.
You're going to be a pro about this time?
Yeah, are we getting kicked to the back room or
Grim Hunter Tactical, grimhuntertactical.com, discount code TLDCO. They don't have a cool, fancy about us video like Defensive Mechanisms did. So I just kind of pulled this off. We love their gear. I mean, I have a lot of their stuff. I know a lot of people it's tough right now because it takes so long to get things from them, but they make great stuff, and we love them.
Grim Hunter. Yeah, and we have discount code.
Is awesome.
TLDCO. Yeah.
TLDCO. I learned from last time, and so I was able to mute the peanut gallery
because we're all.
I could not hear them at all. I don't know if they could hear me. Could you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you in the back. Okay. Back. They're like poop farts.
So there's this. That's what I keep learning about this stuff. Oh, there you go. I love my med kit.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, that's like the one that I have. Walsh gave it to me, and I love this thing.
Yeah, it's super good. And Chris, I think he catches a lot of flack too because it's some of his ship times, and it's just hard when it's just him and his wife, trying to make a business. And every day he tells me how he's trying to get more workers and stuff, and how he's just struggling through that. So he's working through it, trying to get more people. So keep sending your business his way if you can. I love his stuff. I think
if you want it tomorrow, buy it from Amazon. If
It's true.
like, come on now.
Pepper Book Club with some Wizard Jimothy.
Oh, I need some-
So Garrett says, oh no, sorry, wrong one. CCW22LR clip-on thermal. How is that even possible? We have a video on it. It's pretty cool actually because you get to use your optic.
Mhm.
I really like that idea, and I forgot the model, but it's a Pulsar. I'm sure other
Proton.
companies make it,
Yeah.
but
There's a Gen 2 of it just came out too. But yeah, we tested it with an LPVO, a mid-range scope, and even with an EOTech, and it worked on all of them. I think putting it on the front of an EOTech was probably my favorite because that range was within like that 100, 150 yards. So you're in that same like red dot range. So it was like it just paired really, really well. So I like that.
this is interesting. Banks Bucks is asking, just wondering, could you fit a full IFAC in that rip away bag that Grim Hunter Tactical offers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I could grab
Yeah.
mine. I have the same thing Joe has. I have a full Circ Gen 2 loaded in there, like the whole thing, and it all flays open. It's you all rip away. It's super nice.
Yeah.
I like you can the Velcro tearaway so you can.
Yeah. You make sure you
Throw it
place
to
it so you
somebody.
can reach it from both hands with both hands.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's cool. You could take like if we're talking about like not wanting it in a vehicle, you can just pull it off, put it in a pocket,
Yeah.
and then put it back when you get out of the vehicle. You don't have to sit with it all day. Like, oh, I'm stuck with this stupid thing in the back of my back.
So Garrett, you've had some awesome questions tonight, man. I really appreciate it. So Garrett's asking, what are y'all's thoughts on the future of digital night vision and versus phosphor tubes? Yeah, Walsh definitely has an opinion on this.
I'm the expert here. Digital night vision, the problem is processing time. So eventually we're going to do better, but what happens is an image is going to come into the actual sensor. There's going to be some level of computing and something that happens, and then it's going to come to your eye. The problem is that computing takes a period of time. In the future, maybe our technology is going to be so good where it's going to be a little more instantaneous. But right now, we can't process data that fast to be able to show things in real time. So when you're
It's
using
like
digital,
playing Call of Duty on a TV that enhances the image.
exactly, and playing it multiplayer, like why am I all lagged up? Like, dude, the image
Yeah.
you're seeing is a second behind the rest of us.
Yeah,
So
I shot that dude 30 times, and then you see the kill cam, and you're just standing there, and they just come up and
yeah, you
execute
do
you.
anything. So it's very similar to where the image you're looking at in digital night vision is where the image was and not where the image is. So that's why white phosphor, the analog stuff, is just so much better. One day will digital take over? Yeah. But that's the leap it has to make. And that's why when I see things like Opsin and some of the other stuff where they claim like they're the new master or the DoD approved digital night vision, I know the limits of the technology. It hasn't changed in any way. So it's the same stuff. So yeah.
I will say, though, to play devil advocate, in a hunting application, it would work.
I think you have less.
Because you normally
control over
wait,
the
right?
bag.
You have time. You normally wait. You normally call or make a little bit of a noise to get the animal attention where it stops. Like, oh, what was that?
I'm with you.
And
I
then-
wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Like I would much rather have a digital night vision than like a $12,000, Knight's Armament night vision scope. Like we did from EOTech. Like we did the whole night vision clip on, and I could see at max 400 yards, and it was
You just have to
11,000.
go to the local pawn shop or whatever, Goodwill, and get one of the handheld recorder from the 90s.
To you laugh, but yeah, this actually because they use they use technology they're not allowed to use anymore.
Yeah, like going through Carlsbad Cavern when they turn off the lights and you had the dad out there with a camera, he could see everybody.
See everybody.
Yeah.
Remember, do you ever know the ones back in the day? They had a weird wavelength they were using where you could just see through everybody's clothes.
Mm-mm.
There was a Sony cam that like you turn on the night cam and it could actually see through clothes because of the wavelength it was using. They had to fix. They're like, oh, hey, we fixed that. Like, but you can do it.
I'd pay extra for that.
Yeah.
So I forgot we actually our segment we miss is the Q&A with viewers, which is kind of what we're already doing, but make it official.
We missed the segment. Oh,
Yeah,
there we go.
Just a black screen.
Look at that. Look.
Yeah, for Joe it's always a black
so
screen.
official. Like it's so real. It's so grown up.
So official. It's just hard to see those comments on here.
There we go. It's easier here.
There we go. Yeah, so this part, guys, for the next half hour, if you're new here, this is where we kind of go through questions and answers, either questions and answers from each other, but we like to take it from you guys. So if you have questions, pepper them in the chat box. I'm trying to.
Ooh, Croak brought up a good one too. He's saying digital has a long, long way to go. Refresh rate sucks. This is a super, super key one to remember. Refresh rate on your digital night vision is going to be basically your frames per second, kind of how that works. So I think like you could probably see, human eye could maybe see 60 frames a second, but when you start to see like 30 hertz as a refresh rate or like a 20, that's going to be a god awful optic. It's just not going to be good.
GL Dude 14 says, sorry I was late to the stream. I've had a Mantis X Blackbeard for a couple years now. Overall, it's invaluable for training. I just can't get it to work well with my 2-stage G2S, only my mil-spec trigger. I didn't. I mentioned this in a comment. I didn't mention it in the video, but that whole video that I was showing with either the kids shooting or when I was messing with it, it was with the Rise 140 trigger in it. So drop-in triggers, I haven't had issues. I find that the trigger's probably faster than the laser. So I probably wouldn't have that issue with a mil-spec trigger, but I don't know. I haven't tried it with a 2-stage, and I'm not a Geisley fan.
Same, but so. I have noted that some of the more odd, different hammer sizes or some different stuff that they do and some aftermarket stuff just doesn't work with the Blackbeard correctly.
CCW 22 LR says you have to yell contact front to get Mantis to work. I bet you they could set that up where you do that.
I'm sure they could, where you have to yell at it and then like before it does anything.
CCW 22 LR also asked, I couldn't find your Hellcat review, just the one about the alleged trigger issues. Joe, you like the Hellcat?
Yes, I could sum that up. So for what the Hellcat is, yes, I really do like it. And what that is to me,
the SIG P365 better though. Sorry, Joe.
Yeah, I've never shot the SIG, but it is a cool little gun. And isn't it the SIG that the 365 that you can get the aluminum lower for?
That's the X Macro, yeah.
Yeah, if you have the money, get that. Get that thing awesome. But back to the Hellcat. So yes, I like it for what I'm designed for and what I use it for. It's a tiny little pistol that fits where I can wear a t-shirt in the summer and you can't see it. That's what I like it for. I don't enjoy shooting that gun, but in all fairness, I don't enjoy shooting any micro 9mm. It's very snappy, but yeah, I mean, for what it is, I like it. I have a different trigger in mind now, but yeah, I really like it.
Banks Bucks, I remember not too long ago I saw a video at SHOT Show where somebody. Sorry.
How did we skip over the Garrett comment that says Joe is the expert on lag with that Wi-Fi?
Because that's after the one. That's after the one that I'm reading.
Sorry.
Thanks a lot.
Who's lagging now, Waltz?
Yeah. So Hollow Sun was showing off their weapon. Was it WP night vision with thermal overlay? Yeah. I think that's honestly awesome. Thoughts?
We got to play with it. I think hopefully we're going to get to see that. I'm going to see if we can talk to Hollow Sun and get to show it off. Not to say that other YouTubers wouldn't have. I think we have a little bit more of a pedigree having doing some stuff with Pulsar and doing some stuff with thermals where we've seen some things where things go well and things go poorly, where I'm hoping we get to show you guys those ones. I think it's going to be a lot like attaching the Pulsar to the front of the optic, where you kind of get just like a small field of view. So you're going to get this like 12 degree. I'm not saying it's actually 12 degrees. I'm just making a number up, but you're going to get this smaller field of view. So just how useful that would be, I think you're going to have to use it in real world application, because you're going to want to be able to look everywhere, but you're really only going to have this small view of it. So I don't know. I want to play with it. I think I need to test it out. I'll shoot those people an email. I was about to say his name.
Yeah. Don't say his name.
Yeah.
Croak says you can make shots with a digital scope, but Lord help you if you try to use digital to actually move around in the dark.
Ooh, dude. Ooh. Remember that? Remember the one leaf? The one leaf you had? That was my favorite, because as Jason would move, like the refresh rate would change, which how many frames per second it was recording up or like randomly. So he would be watching, like, dude, why is this video all screwy? And I just happened to be watching it, and I see this car go by at like Mach 11, and I'm like, bro, what happened there? And then all of a sudden there was a normal car, and there was a fast one again. I'm like, it's changing the speed of it randomly. Like, oh, it was so
Yeah. So that's a good idea. If you want to get a taste of what digital night vision, check out my review of the Commander. It's called like Commander NV100 or something like that. And it has a built-in recorder. But I really like it. If you turn the night vision off, it works a lot like Walsh's trigger cam. Like I could record through scopes. That's awesome. But the refresh rate is god awful. Another YouTuber says you have to have time for the sensor to grab enough light. Otherwise, racing drones FPV would be a bigger crap show. What camera technology are they? What, Garrett? What camera technology aren't they allowed to use, and why?
It was some frequency, like it's some frequency they were using, like some wavelength of light where, like I said, where you can see through clothing. They were basically like, nope, you're not, don't go into that IR spectrum because it starts to do this, that, and the other. So they just basically firmwared it out.
12 Bravo NVG guys have the PVS 14 Gen 3 with white phosphorus 2 for 2,800.
I need a dual.
I should buy that.
And you should. But I say, because then I only have to buy one more. I could just buy one more tube and just make duals out of it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you do that. Maurice Barlow, I have a question. Would you guys buy an IFAC medical kit or make your own IFAC medical kit? Thank you, guys. Rock.
Can we still buy that one kit? I don't know if you can.
Which one?
So the Circ Gen 2 is kind of what we all purchased because it comes in a pre-made kit. But like, I don't know if they make it anymore.
Yeah, the thing that I would say,
Skinny
Maurice,
Medic one, and that's the one that I really like. I got it a gift, but
I will say one of the things to be aware of, if you go out and you buy a kit, you're going to get a lot of fluff. Not all the times. I mean, there's some kits out there that are perfect, like the Skinny Medic kit that Joe's talking about. There's North American Rescue has some kits that's just it's like the bare bones of what you need, which if Doc Dole was on here, you jump onto our Discord. There's a whole Medicate channel on our Discord, but basically I look for, I want a tourniquet, I want chest seals, I want some type of Israeli bandage, maybe an NPA if you're comfortable using that, like some type of packing gauze, and it if you want it to be like quick clot or what's the other one? Chido something.
I like how you say if you want it to be. Yes, you do want it to be.
You don't have. So there was a study that I forgot what university did where they said there was no noticeable difference between using the hemostatic gauze versus regular gauze, but there's other studies that say it is better. So
I saw the video where they cut the artery on the pig. I was sold on that day.
Yeah. It's not necessary. If you use it properly, regular gauze would be fine, and it saves you like $10 if you're on a budget. But honestly, medical is probably not a thing that you should be worried about what your budget is. Just get a good kit for yourself, or spend the money. You might spend a little bit more money, but build it for what you need.
And the reason
I'm so cheap that I'll never use mine. I'll be like bleeding out, and I'll be like, "No, I'm good. I don't have to crack into my medical kit. That's too expensive."
Cody, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it just depends on. So if you build your own kit, obviously buy the things that you're trained to use. So if you buy like an already pre-made kit, you may get stuff in there that you have no business using because you don't have the proper training. And I don't mean that to talk down to anybody because we don't have
decompression needle.
Yeah,
I would never use that.
Yeah. I'll say one of the reasons we like the Circ Gen 2 also is because you can find them on eBay in kits that are expired. So which is pretty. They come with two Cat 7 tourniquets, like a face gauze, eye cover, gauze, two sets of gloves. There's all this stuff it comes with, and there's one item in there that can expire. So it's just crazy because people get rid of these whole kits. They're like, oh, it's expired. Like, there's one piece of this whole kit that is expired that costs you $30 to replace. So sometimes you can get them like 50 or 75% off if you can just watch for a good eBay deal, someone doing something dumb. So Circ Gen 2s, I usually watch eBay for them now and again, and I usually grab one because someone just does something dumb.
Yeah, I'd say
get
one
the kits and break them apart and put in your IFAC what you need.
The training that I went through, and I talked about in the video, the sheepdog response training, the IFAC that they put together. I haven't I never used that tourniquet before that, but the tourniquet that they were using, what was it? A TMT tourniquet. So they're either everyday carry IFAC or they're tactical IFAC. Those are pretty good IFACs. I would use and comfortable using pretty much everything. Yeah, everything that's in there. And they have like these color coded booklet that if you really didn't know what you were doing, you could go page by page. It's like has a lamination, so you don't have to worry about it getting dirty or anything like that. 100% would recommend those. I've bought the North American Rescue has like regularly they'll have 25% off, and their kangaroo kits, which is a tourniquet, chest seal, Israeli bandage in a nice little pouch, like very basic.
I'd also recommend a boo-boo kit. That way you don't have to use your IFAC when you just cut yourself.
Croak says, Joe, the X macro and integrated comps tame the hell out of micros.
I agree. It's just I don't use it for that purpose. My micro for summer concealed carry. That's all I use it for. So I shoot it just enough to stay proficient at it, but I mean, it's the same as any other semi-auto handgun. So yeah, I really like. I know the guy give me all kind of grief, but I really like my grip zone, my mod 2.
J-Dub's in the house. Hey yo, what's up, J-Dub?
What up?
Garrett says, can y'all verify the NVG cost of $2,800 for a mono? Walsh is clickety clacketing away over there, so I wonder if he's looking that up.
No, I was
sold out to 1 million subscribers, bro.
You told me to send stuff to those other guys, so I'm sending it over to them right now.
I didn't tell you to do anything.
I'm working on it.
Nobody said anything.
Oh well, I'm working on it anyway because I'm remembering right now to do it.
I'll take a look. Hey Garrett, are you in our Discord?
Yeah, but say if someone posted it, I would imagine it's true. Like they're not going to be like, no, it's fake. And it was interesting too. I think even when I bought, they're just talking about like how how you can tell it's the right quality and stuff like that. Kind of follow the FOM. It's a good measurement to go up, but don't like go way off the deep end. A pair of dual L bits compared to some L3s are going to be a difference that maybe one person or two people in this chat could tell the difference of, where it's going to be perfectly fine for you. If you save a couple thousand, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, and I'm on NVG guy's website. I don't see that deal for $2,800. Maybe I'm missing it though.
Not, who put the link? There's a link, Garrett, to the Discord right there too. You can join in. They'll probably give you the link right there, straight to the deal.
Oh, there you go. 12 Bravo posted in Discord. 2,500, 2,495. Purple Book Club says NAR kits are good. Just add a tourniquet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Doc Dole would be remiss if I didn't say this, but make sure if you get a tourniquet, get a TCC tourniquet. So there's like 7 different tourniquets that are on the list: the TMT tourniquet, the cat tourniquet, soft T, any of those like the rats, the SWAT T, the elastic ones. Don't do those.
Have you seen there's new tourniquets now that they're almost like a strap for your drop holster, but they're already on your thighs. Have you seen those?
Yeah, Alien Gear has those.
Was it Alien Gear?
Yeah. I forgot to call it. It's like the strap for your like what you would use for your UBL.
Yep. And you just ratchet it down, or if you get shot in the leg, you just clack 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 clack.
Yeah.
Do you remember the uniform that had them built in?
Yep. I forgot what company did that. Was that Proper that did that?
No, Walsh's favorite, whatever. When he first got into gear and messing around with
Cry.
Yeah, Cry. I think it was Cry that did it.
You can't even hear Walsh, and you just see his mouth go, "Oh, I love Cry."
Yeah.
He licked his lips.
Yeah. My G3s would be like, where's your sweet OCP uniforms? Like, oh, I wore Cry G3s to work. Like, what?
Yeah. Did they have built-in tourniquets?
No, I don't.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember if it was Cry's that had it. They had to have because those
Yeah,
were
they
expensive.
probably did. I had no
But
idea.
they had like 2 per arm and 2 per leg. That's
Mm,
That just
Yeah, I don't
sounds
know.
heavy.
yeah, it sounds super.
Prepper
No,
Book
it's
Club
just
says,
like bungee elastic cord, dude. It's not the
Oh,
best,
yeah.
but
yeah.
it'll get you by in
Uh,
a pinch,
Prepper Book
Yeah.
Club. Are we at 1 million subs yet? I need some NVs.
right?
Oh, we're getting there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change
Yeah.
mine to thermal anyway.
Maurice, thank you guys. Rock, appreciate the advice. Croak says, don't use hemostatic gauze if you have shellfish allergies. Seriously. So oh man.
Was it
I'm gonna-
clotting some kind of shellfish stuff?
Yeah, well the Kaido, the one that starts with like CHITO, however you pronounce that. It's made from like not a natural shellfish, but it's some type of shellfish additive, or that's how they use the hemostatic, or how it gets its hemostatic. Golly, I can't talk. So I don't think Quick Clot uses the shellfish. There's another one that does. Cellox does not use it.
I can't
Kaido
get past
Sam.
the fact that you said a natural shellfish. Like,
No, I said it's
are
not
there
a natural.
unnatural?
I said
Are
it's
there
not a
unnatural
natural. It's
shellfish?
what's the word for stuff? Artificial. It's an artificial shellfish like substance. But if
So
you
what is the reaction? You gonna have Are you
Shellfish?
gonna bleed out, or are you gonna blotch?
no, if you have an allergic reaction, like you can go into just your
Go straight in your bloodstream. You just like
Yeah.
you just poop out, man. You just like
Yeah.
you just pop like.
You ever seen the movie Hitch?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, are you gonna bleed
Synthetic,
out, or
there
is
you
your
go.
ear gonna swell up?
Yeah, synthetic. The CCW 22LR. Thank you. My brain's not working. So
Are we
a
supposed to have
synthetic
questions?
shellfish. What's that?
Are we supposed to have questions during this period?
We
That's
are.
what you're doing.
We're
Hey, I have a
we're
question.
reading
Can I ask one?
comments. Question. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so Primary Arm came out with a really cool end cap for scopes, and what it's
Yeah, the
supposed to
auto
do,
live.
Yeah, I got one.
yeah, you take off your battery cover and you put this
Shake
thing
to wake.
on, and it turns any scope into a shake to wake, right?
No. Only
Eh.
scopes that have that proper thread.
Yes. So
Okay, so if it fits on your scope, then it turns it into shake wake. Okay,
yes, yes.
but it was
doesn't-
on sale for like $35. Is it not
Yeah.
doing well? Did it not work?
Mm,
Why is it on sale already?
I thought it worked. No, it's just a battery cap. It's not expensive. And Walsh is down for the count.
No. The wife just passing by. She didn't want to be seen.
Oh.
No, I think it's good. I think
She's seen in almost every plate carrier video.
yeah, agreed.
She
I
might,
think so.
she
Jason, mine was
not- she might not have enough camouflage on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was a surprising that it really fits, and this just makes sense too, because all the GLX and PLX line already has the shake to wake built in, so it really only goes into their SLX lineup. So like mine, I'm gonna go get with Cody and be like, hey, let's take your old second focal plane like 1-6 and let's put shake to wake on it, and it's like, oh, okay, cool, and we'll just change it out. So, but it's more to take the budget tier and give it a premium tier feature for like $50, $30. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I'm not
on
mad
sale
at
for like
that.
35.
Yeah, and
Did
see
you
what
buy it?
No.
that's what I'm saying. If you already have a GLX or a PLX, it'll like Croak saying, like it already comes standard. So it's really only on the SLX line.
Mine, I
should
have
be
a really old primary arm on my AR 10. It would have worked on that, but I don't.
Mhm. Yeah,
You
you're
want
I
that
don't
on
need
there?
it.
like your one that has the DMR reticle. Yeah, you could use on that one.
Yeah.
Tactical Java says, will that work with a Voodoo, EOTech Voodoo? I don't know if it has the right thread pitch, it would,
You
but
have to-
I just don't know.
Or you
Yeah,
could just
it says-
cross thread it on there.
You
Yeah, just
cross
send
thread
it,
anything
dude.
on
Full
that.
send.
JB weld
You got
anyway.
an impact gun?
Yeah.
It'll definitely fit with an impact gun.
Check on their website. You can see there's like a little thing. You see the compatibility list. There's not a whole lot of them that work. I tested like the Vortex Viper PST Gen 2, some Zero Techs, a bunch of other stuff. And those other ones just didn't work. They didn't say that they did. And even like the Zero Tech is threaded the other way. So I'm like, well, that's not going to work.
Yeah. CCW 22LR says, I thought you guys were saying shake weights this whole time.
We were.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah, we were.
I mean,
You add shake weight to it.
You got to get the muscles up so you can use them when needed.
That antimatter scope switch.
Yeah, what if you got a scope switch at any time? And you got to rapidly zoom in on someone for no reason. I still love those comments. There was only one person who did it where there was like, you're just not training with this right. Like, bro, I don't think so. Like,
yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate the questions. We're going to get into something that I think we all enjoy, which is
nap time.
That sort of worked. Whatever. It sort of worked.
I still like reading all the comments.
2A news.
I'll get to him later.
Hey, Vaping Grandpa's in the house. What's up, dude? Welcome.
What's up?
I was just in your neck of the woods, Vaping Grandpa. I went and saw Joe, and he scared the Holy Spirit out of me when he took me in his Camaro.
You're so lucky you were 50 degrees and the tires were cold.
So, Joe, should I say how fast we were going?
In Mexico? Sure.
Yeah, so in Mexico, he was in third gear, and we were going 102 miles an hour, and I yelled out. I'm like in the car, and I'm like, holy shit.
Mind you, that's not down a highway. That was on a short,
it was like an on-ramp.
Little, merge ramp onto another just regular road.
Yeah. That's a cool
question
car,
is,
man.
Did you let Jason drive it?
Hell no. I told him. I was like, he didn't even offer, but I was like, this is way too much car for me. Like I could practice driving for 10 years and I would not be comfortable driving with that car.
One person had driven that car one time.
Hey, Walsh, you remember when you took me to the dealership to test drive that STI?
I think so, yeah.
Before you know how to drive a stick?
I didn't drive it. You want to drive around? Like, I don't know what I'm doing. Then Joe taught me. I was like, oh, here we go. Like,
then I drove it, and I was like, maybe I want this.
Oh, yeah. You drove. You're right. You drove the car. I was going to buy it. That's right. I don't think we even were. I think we were just driving. I don't know what we were doing.
No, we were serious for a minute.
Selling his Evo to his son next week.
Oh, nice. Are you replacing it? Not if you're crying.
Yeah, not with another Evo, that's for sure.
Like I got rid of the Civic for the Camaro, you know.
At least y'all keep it in the family, though. I do like that.
Merv 420, hello, boys and maybe girls.
And unlikely.
Dude, I really hope Vaping Grandpa gets a GT3 RS. If you do, you owe me a ride. I will drive out there.
What?
That's crazy.
GT3 RS.
What is that?
Croak says, speaking of sexy weight devices, a moment of silence for the departed thigh master Suzanne Summers.
Oh, she passed away?
Did she die?
She died?
Apparently.
Oh,
what?
We do have Sam says it's a ZL1, right? Yes, it is.
Yeah. Oh, can we do 2A news? I need to get caught up.
News, yes. So there's a whole 2A news channel on our Discord. Tons of great stuff that is coming out, some not so great stuff. What do you guys want to touch on first?
Anything that made Gavin Newsom sad.
Okay. Joe, do you want to give us a recap of the assault weapons ban from California? Have you followed this at all?
Start talking about it so I can remember. Dude, I have like 15 in my mind.
So the the California assault weapons ban, I think it was Judge Benitez again, struck it down as unconstitutional. He put a 10-day stay on it. So it's going to be, give time for the state to appeal it to the Ninth Circuit, but it's a good thing. Good thing for Californians.
So
if I didn't hear about this the last thing I heard from him was the magazine ban.
What?
Jeez,
Joe?
Dude. Yeah.
Dude, where have you been? I figured
I fumbled this one, obviously.
You'd be peppering my phone with like Arma Scholar and Washington gun law stuff.
Yeah, there's got to be at least 80 clickbait titles by now, right? I mean, we could look it up.
No way, dude. No way.
Yeah, the Miller v. Bonta. That's the California assault weapons ban. So Judge Benitez, I think it was Judge Benitez.
So basically, so then there's a 10-day. So basically, after 10
I
days,
thought that was the magazine ban, dude. Bonta.
He did do the magazine ban. He also ruled on the Miller. I think it's Miller v. Bonta. Someone in the comments is gonna
correct all of us. Yeah, I did see the one Croak's talking about though, where the frame and receiver injunction was lifted, which
Not
that
really.
makes a huge mess. Like it just makes such a mess of like, hey, there's all this
Kind
stuff
of,
going
but
on.
then they threw it back down. Okay, good. So the judges are trying to do right and do a nationwide injunction, but it's always going to fail. I don't know why. Do your own research.
with you.
It's
I don't
always
know.
going to fail. So it went
Do
up to
your
the
own-
Supreme Court. The Fifth Circuit said, "Yeah, this is good." Supreme Court said no, kicked it back to him. Which lifted it, but then he reapplied it, but made it more, we're more
Narrow.
focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it went up to the Supreme Court, and they agreed on some and disagreed on others. But yeah, I think they're going to take that case, so maybe that's helpful.
Yeah, I don't. So that
weird.
William Kirk from Washington Gun Law, he was not all doom and gloom about the frame and receiver rule.
Mhm.
He was like, it's not great news, but it's not as bad as everyone's making it seem like it is. So I was hopeful with that. But yeah, so Croak says Miller v. Bonta is the assault weapons ban. Yeah, so the California assault weapons ban was struck down, unconstitutional. Judge Benitez gave it a 10-day stay. So the state has 10 days to appeal it to the 9th, which of course they're going to do. Croak says Benitez did the same thing in the AB thing as he did in the magazine ban, ruled the law unconstitutional, added an auto 10-day stay so the state could appeal. And I think it was Croak in the Discord was saying like why this might be a smart move. I think he might be a little gun shy with what happened with the assault weapons ban.
What about braces? Anything new on the braces?
No.
No, I haven't
Just
heard
FC
anything on the braces.
Just FCP people are clear right now, right?
As of right now,
Yeah, there's some other, but you got to do your research. I don't want to.
FCP member.
So GL Dude 14 says Miller v. Bonta is attempting to overturn the Roberti-Roos Assault Weapons Control Act of 1989, which also bans detachable mags over 30 rounds. Interesting.
Hey, did that happen today?
Today or yesterday, I think.
And hold on, I want to take a minute and pause here, like because as responsible gun owners, the four of us together, plus our all of our people who are watching with us and our Discord, we're having difficulty keeping tabs on what exactly is going on, what is illegal and what isn't. It's just asinine that like no one here is dumb, but we're like, hey, what's the current rule? I don't know. What's changed?
And what sucks between the I don't know and I think I'm good is 10 years in jail.
Right, exactly. It's like, did you have any? I have no idea what I'm doing. Like,
well, and I think it's even worse than that because we're talking about people like us. We try to stay on top of this stuff. Like we're watching videos all the time. We're reading articles. We're following our favorite gun advocacy groups like Firearms Policy Coalition. And even we're like, oh God, I don't know. Hopefully I'm not a felon today.
Yeah, but think about that. I'd like to think of us as law-abiding citizens.
Yeah.
So if we don't know what the heck's going on, you think a criminal cares?
No, and put it this way, Cody, we're going out of our way, right? We're going out of our way to be like, because we're on YouTube, like the stuff we show is in public view. So we're going out of our way to make sure that we're following the law. You could have, I would say 99% of the population isn't functioning that way. Of like, what they're going to be like, what pistol brace law? Like, exactly.
Yeah. This is a great comment. Zach says the ambiguity is by design. I love that comment, Zach.
Yeah. Because if we don't know, how are people supposed to know this stuff? And then, and someone's going to go to jail or going to get charged with something. Like, I didn't even know this was changed. Like, there we go.
Well, that's the only way they're going to have standing. So,
yeah.
Well, that's like
that one. The grenade.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that? Do that one again, Jason. That's a good one for people to hear.
The braces are still legal for FPC So Firearms Policy Coalition, Gun Owners of America, and Maxim customers, same as before. So no change on the braces, which is good. It's good news. Croak says force reset triggers are also legal, sort of. No longer federal prosecution for it, but states can still enforce their laws regarding quote unquote rapid fire bump stock bullcrap.
Yeah, it just gets into even more of like, how is that legal or whatever? It's someone's got, like, what's so annoying is somebody has to get charged and then have something against them happen to then they can actually look at the legality of the actual law. Like,
I just hate the fact that they argued, well, they don't have any, there's no irreputable harm because we're not going to prosecute them.
Right.
Well, then why is it a law?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
What
Famous last words. Oh, don't worry. Tell me what you have, and we won't get mad.
So
I learned that on Hawaii when I was 4. Okay.
Yeah. This is Croak posted this in the Discord, and this just kind of highlights how ridiculous gun laws are. So it says if pencils were regulated like guns, so regular pencil is legal. But you sharpen it too short, it's illegal. You take the eraser off, legally, it's technically a golf tool. The blue comfort grip, legal or illegal depending upon most recent BPPP, Bureau of Pens, Paper, and Pencils opinion letter. And then this unsharpened one, legal unless in California, Maryland, Maine, New York, and New Jersey. Then it becomes an unregistered ghost pencil. And the bottom one, mechanical pencil. Legal except in states that ban high-capacity lead-feeding devices.
Oh,
and we're laughing about that,
but
that's exactly how it is with guns.
Yeah,
I'm laughing about it. It's so true.
It is so.
How is that black pencil legal? It's an assault pencil.
You could tell from the color. Like,
yeah.
So can we have more of this? Do we have more of this information from 12 Bravo? Where there's that FFL Missouri that was swatted this week over braces. He's a member of the injunction. ATF wants a list of members of FPC, and they told them to kick rocks. I would love to hear more about this.
Yeah.
I did hear about it, but I didn't hear about them wanting FPC members' names and then basically being told to pound sand. What are they going to do? Like, what are they going to do? Okay, you have a list. Like, okay, well, you can't take it.
Well, that's so they can know who's safe and who's not. If you're not on that list, then they can prosecute you.
That's my favorite too.
How about you find that out when you try to prosecute me?
Right. It's bizarre to think that the ATF is going to some legal company like FPC. If you break it down, like it's a legal firm, it's a law firm, and you're going to go to them and like, I want a list of all your customers so I know who's.
I would change customer to clients.
Who's okay? A list of all your clients so I know who's a criminal and who's not a criminal. Like, no, that's not how this works.
But it's also. You don't have to be. You have to be. It can be a member. I don't know if it's changed actually. If you had to be a member at a certain time, or if you can be a member at any time.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, dude. Nobody complied. Mass non-compliance anyway. Nobody complied.
Banksbuck says the fact that you have to be worried 2A specifically about things that are made not legal after you got them legally is insanely mind-boggling.
I'm telling you,
I think it's worse than that because you bought something that was legal and then it was like the ATF was like, hey, be careful, that might be illegal. And then you're waiting like, well, can you tell me? Like, no, it's okay. It's legal. Good. Like, okay, but just don't shoulder it. Well, hold on. What does that mean? No, it's okay. You can shoulder it. It's legal. Well, but it might be illegal.
Too many people tried to market it as shoulderable, so now it's not shoulder. Like how is that?
Then it was, well, now we don't really like you guys having it, so we're going to say that it's illegal now.
Well, and then you get again, we talked about this last week, like the dumb politicians that are like, if you put a brace on your buffer tube, it turns it into a bump stock. You're like, bro,
Or the president saying that now you can shoot bigger bullets.
Yeah.
So dude, I turned all my AR pistol into 50 cals.
What did he say? 100 capacity barrel or something like that?
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. I can't even keep up.
It's just the rule. Like, if you don't know what you're talking about, don't talk. Like,
there's a lot of people on the Hill that shouldn't be talking.
Yeah,
about anything.
Croak says, member at any time with with the most recent ruling.
So a member at any time.
So if you're not, and here's the thing too, people are like, that sucks because you don't have to pay to become a member of Firearms Policy Coalition. You don't have to donate.
No, and so that's what's crazy. Is like even if they had a list. So Jason, hear me out. Even if they had a list, you could just say, "Hey, ATF's coming to your house. Like, watch this. Sign up. Here you go. I'm a member as of 16 seconds ago. Like, go pound sand. Like, oh, so even if they had a list, the list would be null and void. The moment
I like how you act like you'd show a list.
Well, like you can print out your membership thing. Like, hey,
no, I wouldn't give that to him. I'd be like, I'll see you in court.
That I got.
See in court. I would just wait
the 5th.
Yeah.
CM says, living in California, what would happen if I had a P320 Spectre Comp, Legion P320, or a Flux Raider shipped to a friend in another state and then shipped to me? How deep of poo-poo would I be in? I would say enough that I would not even ask that question on a public forum.
Yeah,
if you're gonna, I like how he had a picture of his old school DOD card.
Yeah,
like, I think that was a dependent card.
Government gonna find you.
Don't do that. That is how you circumvent laws and you go to jail. Like,
I have a better idea for you. Move out of California.
That is a legal and valid answer.
Don't
do that.
But everything else we can't talk about, unfortunately. Google it and talk to an attorney.
Yeah. Don't talk about legal moves.
I'm not going to tell you what I would do if I was in California. Garrett,
I would move out of the state.
Yeah. They made the Second Amendment community go from doing their best to follow every rule and jump through every hoop to fudge it. This is dumb and changes more than the calendar.
I mean, it brings up a good point. Like, it's the best point. Like, let's say the whole pistol brace stuff continues to go sideways or something, and maybe there's a member who's a guy who bought some Daniel Defense rifle 3 years ago, and it just so happens to be with the brace on, and he goes into the range and goes start using it, and then he's like, "Hey, we called the ATF on you because you got some FUD range." Like, for what? I bought this 3 years ago. Like, oh, it's illegal now. Like, how in the world is that guy supposed to know that? You know, and then it's gonna be, all right, we're gonna run this criminal through the whole system. Like,
hey, remember when all the people went out because of cattle and endangered turtles?
Oh yeah, what was that?
Bundy.
Yeah, Bundy. Not Bundy.
It was Bundy.
Was it Bundy?
What are we talking
Ammon about? Bundy. Yeah, Ammon Bundy. I was thinking of Ted Bundy. I was like, it's not the serial killer.
Dude.
So Croak says,
sorry, I clicked on one. Sorry, good.
As long as your FC, your what do they call, fire control unit was from an M17 or M18, which is legal in the state of California, they added that to the roster, and you didn't use standard capacity mags, you'd be okay. So if you have a legal FCU, like that's a firearm in California, right? The FCU. No, but I don't know what the rules are. You got to check with California. Like in Washington, you can't even buy parts that could be turned into a quote unquote assault weapon. So like buying barrels,
and even if you leave the state and bring it back yourself, is considered importing.
Yep, which is illegal. So you might be good if you already own some of those parts, but I don't know if you'll be able to ship the parts that you need to build what you want into the state of California.
I love how interstate commerce like only matters when you want it to. So it's like, oh, you can't do a thing where you can only have silencers within your state, but you can't leave a state buy it for someone else because that's importing. Like, bro, you are totally talking out both sides of your mouth. Either you have interstate commerce or you don't. You can't have both. Like, just because of well, hold on, I'm going to switch my tune all of a sudden. I did love this comment from Banks Bucks, though, where he said, the fact that we're still talking about the legality of pistol braces after years is even more insane. I think that's the key piece to talk about here. It's a piece of plastic. There is nothing that makes that firearm more or less deadly having a piece of plastic there.
But dude, could you imagine right now, like if you got taken to court, because it'd start off locally for you, right? I would just go and print out that judge's decision, and that would be my entire defense.
That's why Joe's going to go to jail.
Yeah.
No, they'd be like, all right, do you have anything to say for yourself? I'd be like, yeah, what's written by that judge on that piece of paper.
Right. And I'm sure ATF has run into people who are not FPC members who have braces and did nothing because they have no
Yeah,
legal
but
standing.
you have to prove that I'm not an FPC member, not I
Right.
have to prove that I
Well,
am.
I'm saying, like, when that case goes to court, it's going to be just farcical. So I think we're all just waiting for that. Like, all right, ATF, go ahead and charge somebody, because the argument that defense has already been used has already been provided to them. Like, they don't have to do anything. It was given to them on a silver platter.
Banks has another one, says, there was an FFL in Washington who refused to sell a firearm to an overt Antifa member. They carried an Antifa card, and they're suing the FFL on the grounds that the FFL is impeding on their rights. I mean, we kind of pick and choose a little bit too, I guess, in this aspect, but your rights really can only be violated by the government.
The government.
Yeah.
If a private organization wants to refuse to sell to you, they have the right.
They're
They
allowed
should have
to.
the right to do that.
That's when
Just
you
like
see,
if a bakery doesn't want to make you a stupid cake,
they don't.
Yeah.
this is dumb.
I'm so
they can
tired
ask
of the
you.
cake thing.
They can say, for whatever reason they want, they can say, hey, I don't want you in my store. Please leave. I am formally saying for you to leave. And if you return, I'm going to charge you. I'm going to call the cops for trespassing. The end. It's legal.
Yeah.
Oh, my camera died again, and I can't get it back
Again. Now it's like hashtag sad face.
Yeah, just sad face. And with and of course you can't see me. I'll fix it in a second. But like, we talk about, people be like, oh, social media isn't, they're hacking at my First Amendment right. Like, bro, that independent business has nothing to do with your First Amendment right. Like, at Thin Line Defense, at our YouTube channel, you don't have freedom of speech. We remove when people are a-holes. Like, you don't get to say whatever you want whenever you want. That's just how it works.
Yeah, we'll just delete the comment. Or better, we'll just hide
channel.
you from the channel.
Yeah, we'll just mute you forever. It's even worse.
And
You go into purgatory.
You have no idea that you're banned.
Muted.
You can keep commenting and no one can see it.
No one can ever see it. It's like
fantastic.
Life purgatory.
So your favorite libertarian says mass noncompliance when they try to take our rights away is the American way.
Yeah, but the only bad thing is people are going to have to band together. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But, yeah, when they start going door to door to take firearm, I think people are going to get into their little community, and like start staging pickup trucks across the road, and not this neighborhood. Keep driving.
It'll be. I don't know. I don't know who an ATF is going to sign up for that job. Like, I wouldn't. Like, I know
if I'm on that line and my neighbor are trying to drive in, I'll be like, all right, I'll let you back in the neighborhood, but you better go get a firearm and meet me out here.
Well, I'm just saying, like, there's some bubbas that is the hill they will die on. And I will say that is a large chunk of those bubbas that exist. Like, that is their hill. So, like, best of luck. If that's someone's job, best of luck on that endeavor.
Well, imagine, because ATF has non-law enforcement folks that will go out and do not enforcement, but they'll do like administrative stuff. Can you imagine an ATF person like that, like not a gun carrier, coming onto your property? Like, we have word that X, Y, and Z is here. Like, bro, you came out here to Bubba's house and you don't have a way to defend yourself.
Like, good luck, man.
You're probably getting buried.
And he knew you're coming. Like, and they heard word that you guys were making rounds. Like,
yeah. Imagine if you owned an excavator too.
Listen, I'm just saying,
they'll dig like 30 feet down.
Yeah.
Dude, 12 Bravo. I'm literally on a hill. It's my hill. Bring it. I'm just saying, there are people out there. I don't want that job. If someone told me, like, your job is to go get this back, no.
Hey, that's what will be written on my tombstone. Well, he chose this hill.
They've had several sheriffs come out and say, I will not enforce that.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to matter. Like, you saw the governor of New Mexico said this ban of concealed carry, and then they narrowed it down to just parks. And I think the judge said, yeah, okay, you're good as long as you just narrow it down to parks. The sheriff came out and was like, I'm not going to enforce this. It doesn't matter to the governor.
I like how they say that, like, they're not going to enforce this, but yet, well, I can't speak for every sheriff's department, but yet every day they're violating 4th and 5th and 1st Amendment
all the
rights,
time. Well, and then you got the guys that are with sheriff, they're technically with sheriff departments, but they're task force officers for the ATF or for DEA or for FBI.
Then they can't be sued.
It's crazy. I wonder how that would work in states like Colorado where you have no qualified immunity for your state, the state law enforcement.
Oh, and
If
you
you're
just sue
you're
them.
state law enforcement, but you're TFO'd to FBI, or like what jurisdiction are you operating under? Because I'll tell you
I
this:
just
like
wish
the
that
feds,
everybody would learn their rights and start exercising them. That's what I wish.
Yeah.
Because if everybody exercised their Fourth Amendment right, then this stuff would stop.
yeah, probably.
Interesting. Yeah.
Your favorite libertarian. I really want FRT to win so they can make the select fire version safe, semi, fully semi. That's going
Fully
to be
semi. I'm gonna
sweet.
love that. Full semi. Like I
Think
would
about
love
it.
for-
If everybody exercised their rights, right? You know, like a 20 or 30-minute fight every time a police officer pulled somebody over for a seatbelt in order to try to search a car. You know, a 30-minute fight every time. How many times do they pull somebody over for a seatbelt
Yeah.
or taillight out?
David said he just saw a video where an ATF agent was at a gun range checking people's weapons. It had to have
You
been
better have a warrant.
FUD range.
I would pack. I would. I wouldn't care. Like even
No, you
all
better
my
have a
stuff's
warrant.
legit- all my stuff's legit. I would pack up and I would never go out range again. Like nope, I'm good. I'm
Well,
good.
you don't know if at the range the ATF are allowed to
Right.
walk
You're
into
right. They
an
are allowed to go
FFL.
through there. Yeah, but
Prepper Book Club. Don't mess with the guy that has an excavator and hogs.
Yeah, very true. I like
Michael
that.
Farley, stack up or F off. That is FPC's saying lately. Yeah. 12 Bravo. Forget an excavator. There's a swamp close to me. Gators for days.
Yeah, there you go.
all right,
You
we're
don't even
gonna
have to get rid of the teeth at that point.
Can I
Yeah.
can I steal a couple minutes before we go for talking about what we have this weekend? Jason has so it's funny is I finished the Agilite micromap video. I'm gonna set that to release early in the morning, so probably like 10 or 11. I'll set that one out. That just released from Agilite today. I was gonna do it a little bit later in the day, but I think people have already been nagging me to want to see it, so I'll release that one a little bit early tomorrow. Super cool rear pack from Agilite. I know it's on their website now. They were struggling pretty hard to even be able to hit their release date, so thankfully they're still doing all right over there. I had Jason watch that one. Did you do your reaction video to that one?
Yeah.
So good. You guys, I think I pulled in every one of our stupid jokes possible into that video. And then, yes, will that have sexy sandwich footage?
Dude, it's over the top.
It's
And Walsh asked me because he uploads it to YouTube and I can see it sometimes. And he's like, "Did you watch that video?" I'm like, "No, yeah." He's like, "I wish I could watch you watch the video." And I was like, I'll watch it right now and I'll just record myself and do a reaction. It was pretty good.
it's over the top for sandwiches. And then we did the IWI Carmel. That's for Sunday, and there are some great jokes. HRT is going to love us, so be ready for all of the amazing stuff that we have. They don't know, they don't know. So I think that's the best part of the joke when you guys see this. Like they don't know the joke yet. Yeah, so it's gonna be good. So yeah, working on that, and then I'm working on the Shaw Concepts carrier now. So doing that video now. That's all I got.
Cool. We'll go around the room. Anything from Joe, Cody?
I have a
something.
couple videos that I need to do, but
Cody has something. What are you doing?
Who dat?
That's
did they win?
They just tied it up.
Oh,
Did they?
boo.
Yeah.
Boo. They're not doing too good.
24.
Listen, I like this when Murph says that. Just move to Alaska. The citizens have more firepower than the military.
So no joke. Alaska is the only state in the United States where you can use your food stamp card to buy guns and ammo.
I mean, it makes sense. I would rather people use it like that. Then they can turn $100 into 300 pounds of meat.
Yeah,
True.
and that's
better
exactly
than buying
the idea
PlayStation.
behind it.
I remember Alaskan Ballistics. Like we would get into like ammo and cartridges. He's like, guys, you don't get it. I need to know how to down a bear. It's like, oh, that's a different conversation entirely. He's like, I don't need these little small calibers. I have to shoot bears.
Something for a bear.
338 Lapua.
Well, right, but he was talking about like
world.
he was talking about like big boy calibers, and he was like,
Yeah.
no, this is important because I have to. This is an actual problem. Like, do you have bears where you're at, Walsh? I'm like, no. He's like, I do. So it's funny.
338 Lapool.
Yeah. Garrett has a question. I just got a DM Recondite. I hope I don't regret it with the micromap coming out. I think I'd prefer the Recondite over
I
the
would too.
micromap.
Yeah. Just make sure to get the I would say to get the strap pack kit if you didn't get that, Garrett. It adds some features and functionality that kind of puts it up a level, but very similar in terms of what they are.
Alaskan Ballistics sucks.
I love that Joe can read the comments. We like Alaskan Ballistics.
Oh, Duke of Tennessee has had some gem comments though. So
hey, like everybody's
he's
entitled to
usually
their opinion.
he's been
That's better
slamming
than
some
me.
people. It's been pretty good. I like this comment so far.
There was a guy in Walmart with a lever action on his back. Very Alaska.
I love it.
Just in case, like have like those little snowshoes, the little tennis racket ones, and then that would be me, like actual tennis rackets on my feet, and then like a lever action back. You need something like, no, good man.
Yeah,
it's something fur, like just wearing a bear skin.
Where's your peanut M&Ms?
Yeah, we appreciate you guys being here. We got to wrap it up. We're over time. If you want to carry on with any of these conversations, these questions, join our Discord. Link is in the comments, and we're all over the place in there. And there's tons of channels that you could direct your questions at. Way more knowledge over there than you have here. But yeah, that's it, man. We appreciate you guys being here, and let's see if we could do this where it's not dumb.
Who dat?
See you guys next Thursday.
Later, everyone. Enjoy the